Stefan here, crypto market update. Thanks for watching. So not much has happened with Bitcoin over the last few days, right? We had this huge pump where it just moved up from 6,400 or so all the way up to 7,500 or about what? Let's see here. The low was 6,475 on Bitfinex and the high got all the way up to 7,480, so about $1,000 move in the course of 12 hours. Yeah. And so we've been seeing a drawback here. So this, I have here the 50 EMA or the 50 moving average and the 100 moving average. And we have been consolidating between these two for a little while now. It's been what, 3 days, 3 or 4 days. We haven't seen much of a bounce yet after this consolidation. I'm kind of thinking we're going to have another drawback. So we zoom in here to the hourly, but I'm just patiently waiting, just watching, see if we get a break. If we get a break to the upside, that $4,250 mark, I'm going to go back to the 4 hour here. If we get a close above this, if we get a close above the 100 EMA on the 4 hour, that's going to be I think that's going to be a continuation of this move, and I'm going to be entering into a position. So I'm going to be watching closely, get an enter around that $7,250 mark. And then if we break down lower, I have some orders set around 6,980 or so in there. And another order set down 6,800 somewhere in there. So I got a couple orders there. And then I'll see how the bounce plays out after that. You know, obviously, if we drop any lower below that $6,500 mark, I will be stopped out, and that's as far as I will be going with that. Even zoom in here for the 15-minute. Been consolidating. You know, we have our initial pullback, our low. Then we have a lower high, a higher low, lower high, higher low, and now we're consolidating. So those really are the levels to watch. The 7,136 as the low, the recent low, the recent higher low, and then 7,243 as the recent lower high. So looking for one of those two levels to break. So we've I don't know if a lot of you guys have been following any of the Ripple news. So Ripple apparently just raised $200 million. I'm not very excited about Ripple. See, Ripple has been basically dumping on its token holders for a long time now. I think really that Ripple kind of dumps on its holders the same way the Plustoken scam was dumping on them. It just they have so much that they just continue to just dump on the market, and they're way behind delivering on any promises that they've said they're going to deliver on. So, you know, I'm not touching Ripple. Definitely not touching Ripple. I don't have a position. I am just going to be watching. What I want to see is I want to see a reversal on the daily at the very least. We've had a series of lower highs, lower lows, lower highs, lower low, lower high, another lower low. We've just broke a big time support. Looking at the weekly here, you know, on the daily when we lost that 20 cents level, that was the support. So watching Ripple, not trading Ripple, not interested in trading Ripple. So be watching though. XTZ, as you guys know, I'm pretty bullish on XTZ for this next market cycle. It's one of my larger altcoins that I hold. It's been consolidating. Let's look at the daily here. You know, we came up into that resistance level. Came up into that resistance around the $1.90 mark, and we've pulled back. We are still in an uptrend though. We have not lost the daily uptrend. We had, you know, our last higher low, and then we had a higher high, and now we're pulling back, and we had another higher low, if that's the higher low, and then we'll see if as we get a move up, we're most likely go into some consolidation. So I want to see is a couple green candles, see how far we move up, and then if we do an equilibrium pattern over the next, you know, couple of weeks, and then look to see where we break from there. But the trend has not been lost on XTZ. We are still in a daily uptrend. So if we do break above that $1.90 mark, it's pretty much open air from there. That will be breaking into pretty much all-time highs since it's been released. And, start running some fib extensions, see where that goes. I have an initial take profit on my long-term holdings at around $5, where I will take my risk capital off the board and then hold the rest. And with the staking rewards, most likely we'll just hold it unless it just goes absolutely ridiculous, and just every month cash in my staking rewards. Again, we are also in this large ascending triangle. So if we get a pullback down to the dollar, I'll load up on a trade for sure down in there. So Matic has seen a little relief. Oh boy. So we finally got that bounce that we were expecting. Moved right up into that 55 EMA, 249. I think we're gonna see a little drawback here for a little while. I did end up cutting out of the rest of my Matic trade at around 239 or so. Yeah, when it came back up to the resistance of the 9 EMA right there. Let's see if we can get all of those off of there. So when we came up to that 13 at the 13 EMA, sometimes I forget what my settings are set to. The 13 EMA, and that's where I took my profit. So I expected a little bit of drawback. We did push up through that, which is okay, but we are now drawing back a bit. So be watching this. I'm not in a position of Matic right now. Seeing how if we get a pullback, I'd be really surprised if we just continue through here. There's that big dump created a ton of bag holders, right? So there's a bunch of people that are holding a position that weren't able to get out of their position. And as soon as we start seeing some bounces, people are going to want to sell. So there's a lot of selling pressure Matic is going to have to get up over in order to get back to where it was a month ago, or even to see this bounce play out further into the 300s. I'd like to see a pullback to around the 200 mark, and then move up from there. If we do get a pretty big drawback down to 196, 195, I might be interested in taking another stab at a swing trade. But for right now, just staying out of the way, seeing where we go. So that's pretty much it with Bitcoin. We have had pretty slow day. Pretty slow couple of days as we consolidate. Just watching. Seeing where we move. All right, guys. Have a good one. Thanks for watching.